Good morning, dear friends. Happy Friday to all of you. So, friends, I have a huge update today. The Biden administration has just made a big announcement on new monthly benefits. And now lawmakers are now interested in recurring stimulus payments. $2,000 stimulus payments once every month may be sent out to Social Security beneficiaries very soon. Friends, here's your latest fourth stimulus check news. So please make sure you watch until the end of this video for all of the details. To say thank you for joining me here every day when I post a video, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please enter the giveaways by clicking and then liking several of my videos, and also commenting below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
And today our workers are still putting the world on 4 wheels, and really amazing wheels right now. I got to show one of our nation's foremost car guys, President Biden, some of Michigan's latest and greatest creations during last week's Detroit Auto Show. He was so happy behind the wheel of Chevy's new Corvette that I was a little worried he was going to put on his aviators and drive right out of the exhibition center. Took a lot to get him out of that car. He was so into it. He was inspired, and we all were. Of course, the auto show is always inspiring, but this year was even more. And that's because our nation is in the middle of a manufacturing renaissance. And I don't say that lightly. We are in the middle of a manufacturing renaissance. Democrats in Congress, along with President Biden and Vice President Harris, are helping to revitalize American manufacturing. With tiny House and Senate majorities and the car guy in the White House, Democrats have done more to advance manufacturing in America than at any point in the last 70 years. We're not just bringing back the jobs lost during the pandemic, we're going far beyond that. Already nearly 700,000 new manufacturing jobs have been created under the Biden administration. This represents the strongest manufacturing job growth since 1950s in our lifetime. In 2021 alone, more manufacturing jobs were created, just last year, more manufacturing jobs were created than any single year, any one year in nearly 30 years, which is extraordinary and it's exciting. And over the past year, the construction of new manufacturing facilities in the United States has grown by over 100%.
In the 2023 proposed fiscal year budget, President Biden's administration is attempting to allocate about $14.8 billion to the Social Security Administration, which oversees the Social Security program for nearly 70 million Americans. That would be a $1.8 billion increase, or nearly 14%, from the SSA's budget in fiscal year 2022. But the president's budget proposal is really just the beginning of the budget process. Before the budget can be approved, both the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives will need to review and approve their own versions of the budget and then merge them into one. The additional $1.8 billion for the Social Security Administration would be in discretionary funding and would go towards improving the Social Security Administration operations. Specifically, the majority of funding increase would go towards streamlining the administration services and helping the agency process various claims more efficiently. With no budget expected to be in place by the time fiscal year 2023 begins on October 1st, which is not an uncommon occurrence, Congress will have to pass what is called a continuing resolution to keep our government open. According to the experts, where there is a continuing resolution, agencies are typically funded at the same level as a prior fiscal year. Continuing resolutions can incorporate some provisions. The Biden administration has actually included a provision that would add about $800 million to the Social Security Administration's operating budget. This is $1 billion less than President Biden's proposed increase, but perhaps the rest of the increase will be allotted if and when Congress passes a budget later on. This temporary increase could be enough to let the SSA address some of its more pressing needs. Customer service wait times have ballooned in recent years, and those seeking disability benefits sometimes face long delays before getting final decisions from the agency. Friends, the keyword for this video is snowdrops. If you would like to enter tomorrow's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below this keyword, which is snowdrops, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. It is expected that Congress will pass a continuing resolution to fund our government through December 16th, which will kick full budget discussions down the road. But that would also give the administration the additional $800 million of spending authority sooner rather than later, unless there is a sudden change. In 1972, Congress passed several amendments to the Social Security program, including one that instituted automatic cost of living adjustment. That amendment took effect a few years later, and the first COLA was applied to Social Security benefits in 1975. Those adjustments continued to this day with the goal of preserving the purchasing power of benefits. Inflation accelerated to a 40-year high in June. However, inflation has started to cool a bit in recent months, which has led both groups to revise their COLA forecast downward. That is both bad and good news for seniors. After suffering under persistently high inflation through the first 8 months of 2022, seniors may be disappointed to see downward revisions to their 2023 COLA forecasts. But there is a silver lining buried in that bad news. According to the Senior Citizens League, COLAs have actually failed to fully compensate for inflation over the long run. The buying power of Social Security benefits has fallen 40% since the year 2000. Several pieces of legislation aiming to address that problem currently sits before Congress. No changes have yet been made. So friends, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Congress needs to address this issue soon? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Well, my amazing and fabulous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this morning. Thank you, my dear friends, for joining me here every single time I post a video. And I greatly appreciate all of you for doing so. The winner of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Lily Greer. Congratulations, my dear friend. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me an email. Or you can also send me a message on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and blessed morning.
116%. Meanwhile, 80% of our CEOs in a recent survey were either in the process of moving manufacturing operations from China or were seriously considering doing so. So we are seeing a real shift about bringing jobs home. And we've been providing the incentives and the support to do that. So that's really great news, because we know if you're going to have an economy, somebody has to make something. Somebody has to make something. And frankly, that's what we do in Michigan. We make things, we innovate, and then we make things even better. And then we do it over and over again. Of course, we can't make much of anything if we don't have these semiconducting chips, these little microchips the size of a nail. Whoever thought that not having microchips would shut down a whole plant? And that's what has happened in Michigan, unfortunately, during the height of the supply chain breakdowns. A lack of chips means that auto manufacturers have to idle plants. Assembly lines shut down, workers get sent home. Parking lots at plants fill up with cars that can't be sold because of these missing chips. And I see many of them not very far from my home in Lansing, Michigan. Car lots that normally are full of different makes and models sit empty. And the price of new and used cars goes up and up without these chips. All because of a tiny piece of technology. no bigger than a thumbnail. That's why the legislation that we passed, the CHIPS and Science Act, this legislation that was signed into law is really a big deal. This law is bringing semiconductor manufacturing back to the United States where it belongs. Instead of the majority of what we need being overseas, it is now going to be coming home and creating millions of jobs in the process. And that's, frankly, great news, because currently, US manufacturers only have 12% of the world's semiconductor manufacturing. 12% actually was down from 37% in the 90s. And now we're going to reverse that and bring those jobs home. And we're already seeing it make a difference. Intel is building new semiconductor fabricator plants in Ohio and Arizona. This week, Micron Technology is breaking ground for a new $15 billion factory in Idaho, and we'd love to see them come our way. It's a great beginning, and we're just getting started. The American manufacturing boom goes far beyond semiconductors, though. The investments we've made in research and development will ensure that the next generation of clean energy, of telecommunications and transportation technologies will be developed and manufactured right here in America as well. President Biden got a taste of what that was like at the auto show when he got behind the wheel of an all-electric Cadillac Lyric and drove it across the floor. Again, we were hoping he was going